Welcome back to Lenz's Comic Corner, Classic/Non-Classic. This episode number 773, and Doubleshot number 667. I got two Astro City trades for you. First up, it is Astro City Local Heroes. Yeah, this is kind of like one of the last trades to collect the original era for Astro City. Because, well, this kind of collects the Astro City, Volume 2, Issues 20 and 22, which is the last two issues for Volume 2. The 5-issue miniseries, Astro City Local Heroes, Astro City Special, and a story, the 9/11 World's Finest Comic Writers and Artists Tell Their Stories, Volume 2, which basically is the Kurt Busiek story. And stuff related to Wildstorm. Yep. Aside written by Kurt Busiek, we also have art by Brent Anderson and cover art by Alex Ross. Yeah, this one is about, well, various different characters who are not necessarily the superheroes of Astro City, but are essentially important characters. Yeah, that's mainly also about Bulldog Comics they established there. In the issue Newcomers, it's mostly about this guy here, who is essentially put a baggage claim man. Yeah. Where he warns people like that, like about Samaritan not being able to do interviews. One person went to visit a hotel, find their Samaritan town. Yeah, it's an interesting little issue. Of course, we have appearance also by the Confessor. Yeah, but eventually these people just come back and it's like, nope, we're not coming back here ever again. Yep, but it's an interesting little issue. Next one is about Jack in the Box. Yeah, it's mainly about look like Jack in the Box, but mainly it's about this guy here. I think his name is I don't remember what his name is. Yeah, it's mainly about Bulldog Comics. That's mainly what this is about. I think this is kind of partially based upon the owner of Fox Syndicated Comics. This was the original company that owned the Blue Beetle. I guess this guy is similar to that because he smokes a cigar, but he's not like chanting, "I'm the king of comics." But I'd say this character is partially based upon the guy who owned the company that basically created the original Blue Beetle, Dan Garrett. Yeah, I'd say this guy is loosely based on him. His name is Manny Morton. Yeah, that's mostly what this issue is about. It's about him, and there's even stuff at Comic-Con where he actually is attacked by a guy with radioactive energy who basically doesn't like the fact that he was written as a racist and a bigot. So, yeah, the stuff got beat up for it. They eventually started a Cosmic line, even though in this particular interview with Wing Eagle, she says as long as he continued to do the line, he can write the work. And then the building that he was in disappeared. Yeah, they don't explain what happened to it. It just disappeared, and that's that. Next one's about this guy here. This cat person. Yeah, called Tomorrow's Dawn. That's mainly what this issue is about. It's about him. Yep. Fight air stuff. Then we have an issue focused on what looks like a Black Canary tie-in. A Black Canary stand. A character is similar to Black Canary in many ways. When you look at this character's design, does that look like Black Canary to you? Yeah, to me it does. Yep. Well, she's called Flying Fox. Yep. But mainly this issue is about romance, stuff like that. Stuff about the first family. Let's see what else. But it's all really good stories here of what they did with it, and yeah, this pretty much kind of ends kind of the first era of Astro City when it was published by Heroic Homage Comics. But they did publish a few miniseries published right after this called Dark Age. I have never read those. Nope. This is kind of basically the end of this particular era, but DC got it years later. I'm going to give this book roughly a 9.5 out of 10. It's really good. Next up is a trade that collects the Vertigo era of Astro City. Yeah, they have it now. They still have it right now. They actually ended the series just recently, 52 issues. Yep. This book contains issues numbers, if I can find it here, if I get the right page here. This contains issues 17, 22, 25, 27, 28, and 31. Yep, still by the Kurt Busiek, and Alice Rocks is still doing the cover art. The interior is actually not done by Bryan Anderson, it's done by somebody else. It's done by various different artists. Jesus Moreno, Joe Inferani, Gary Callender, Tom Gurnett, Wade Gromberger, Corey Hamisher, Dolores Sanchez, Augustine Polina, Bob Wicke, and Andrew Poverty. Yeah, various different stories about various different characters throughout the Astro City universe. First one's on this particular creature here, who is one of the heroes here. This issue focused on a character who looks like he's from the 70s. This guy here. Yeah, there's a story focused on him. Yeah, and also the fact he's married to a smoking hot alien and he's got 2 kids. Yep. Oh, and here is his family. Yep. I gotta say, this guy is one lucky son of a gun to have a beautiful wife and 2 gorgeous kids. Yep. Oh yeah, they don't really get this. Put on a little more clothing and put on some leaves. Yes, that's probably the reason why he fell in love with her, because she was smoking hot. Yep. But yeah, that's mostly about the Starfire. That's what he calls himself. But yeah, it's a really good issue. Gotta praise the writer for doing that. Apparently he breathed in space too for some reason. It is also an issue focused on a character who can shoot kind of like a butterfly thing. Yep. Let's see. There's sort of a QB type of story with look like children versions, kind of like X Babies. Yeah, that's what this cover kind of looks like. It kind of looks like X Babies. Yeah, that's what mostly this one's about. Kind of like childlike versions of the various characters. Yeah, because they're showing the children. So yeah, and they act basically like they're on the guard. And focus on this guy here. We actually focus on his backstory in this issue here. This guy who can shrink. Yeah, he's kind of like a male wasp in a way, because because they actually explain how he got this way. He got bitten by a spider, so he had to shrink him down basically to poison out, but he did develop the ability to basically shrink back and forth. Became a very good superhero. He's able to capture an entire group of heroes group of villains by having all the clothes removed. Yep. And of course turn all back normal. Yeah, all the clothes got vaporized and all of them got arrested. So in order to cover up the fact they're all butt naked, they all had to wear towels. Yep. So yeah, really a little fun little issue. Yeah, there's one issue focused on like a nightmare creature. But yeah, but Astro City always tends to be a good series to read. And there's even stuff focused on Wing Eagle as well. Yeah, she's in here as well. So, really good stuff. I'm going to give this one a 9.5 out of 10. It's really, really good. And it is something that we have very different artists on here. Now, the thing about Astro City that is quite unusual for a series like this, whenever it has an arc, it only lasts for just 2 issues. It's never like arcs you see in other books that last for 5 or 6 issues. Excuse me. And a lot of the stories are standalone stuff. That's basically how Kurt Busiek writes these issues. He has written this stuff since the late 90s. And I've heard that the reason why he ended the ongoing series because he wanted to focus on a series of mini-series. Because I'm sure that probably a series lasted as long as it did. I mean, you gotta praise the fact that that under Vertigo Imprint, it managed to last longer than even the previous 2 volumes that published. Like the first one was like 6 issues, the second one was like 22. The recent volume ended just this year, ended after 52 issues. You gotta praise it for lasting that long. Yeah, but overall, besides 3 volumes, it had like 2 mini-series. Actually, it was more like 4 mini-series and like a few one-shots. But yeah, there's still a lot to do for Astro City, and it just seems like when it comes to Astro City, Kurt Busiek is not running out of ideas. Yeah, he's still got plenty of storytelling when it comes to Astro City. Okay? So yeah, that's really it for this episode. Stay tuned for my next video, which will be on the next chapter for 7 Deadly Sins. And that'll be it for videos today, okay? But I'll see you in the next video. Bye.